So the official release of Boruto Chapter 7 came out. I couldn't go off base the fan translations because they were terrible this month, so I had to wait for the official translations. So if you're wondering why this is a day after the chapter came out, that's why. I had to wait until the official translations came out. But we have the cover. The cover is Mitsuki, and a lot of people are disrespecting this cover like it's trash or something. I have nothing wrong with the cover. It's a basic cover. I love the background. It seems like it's some snake scales. I like that. Mitsuki's pose, this is his usual regular pose. I don't see anything wrong with this cover. A lot of people want Kishimoto to draw covers like Kishimoto did, but I don't think we should have the same expectation for both people. I mess with the cover. It's a cool 7.5, cool 7 to me. But the title of this chapter is The Whereabouts of the Sun, who we later find out to be Boruto. We all know, but Mitsuki later finds out that this is Boruto. So it starts off with some sort of flashback of Mitsuki basically thinking, I am the moon, hovering in the darkness, with no light of its own to cast, which is why I need you. You are my sun, for as long as you illuminate me, I can shine and light up the darkness with my own lunar glow. So this basically goes back to the moon and sun relationship that Mitsuki believes him and Kawaki have. But obviously this is not the case, and the only reason he feels this is due to the omnipotence. But because of this sun and moon relationship, this has caused doubts with Mitsuki when he looks at Kawaki, who he believes is his son. Because Kawaki is not illuminating Mitsuki. Whenever Mitsuki tries to be around Kawaki, Kawaki gets mad and tells him to go somewhere else. Kawaki is not being the same Kawaki that Mitsuki has of his memories. Because of this, he is starting to doubt Kawaki, as shown in chapter 1, where Mitsuki is like, are you really my son, Kawaki? And these are the sorts of doubts that Mitsuki has been having for years, ever since omnipotence has been cast. And now we're going to see what this is going to lead to. But nevertheless, we have a Mitsuki who is going to go and attack Boruto. And I really like this panel right here. I love the background. For some odd reason, I just love this panel of Mitsuki rushing towards to go get Boruto. I really like the panel right there. But we all know that Mitsuki has poisoned Kawaki so that Kawaki wouldn't go and fight Boruto. He simply wanted to know if Boruto was there. As soon as Kawaki let him know that Boruto arrived in the village, he poisoned Kawaki so Kawaki wouldn't have to fight Boruto. But later on, we find out why Mitsuki doesn't want Kawaki to fight Boruto. I really like the exchanges that we have right here. We have a Boruto who uses his shuriken, Mitsuki deflects it with his snake, and continues to press Boruto with the 3 snakes that he has spawned. Mitsuki is unable to land any attacks on Boruto because we know that Boruto in this time skip, he's basically like Sasuke in Naruto Shippuden. For some odd reason, he's just stronger than everybody else. It seems like nobody really trained when they compare him to a guy like Sasuke. And this is the same thing that we're seeing here, as Boruto is humiliating Mitsuki. In my personal opinion, we have Boruto using Fly Raijin, going behind Mitsuki, and Boruto is kind of surprised. He's like, yo, I know Mitsuki, you strong, you my boy, but it's supposed to be me against Kawaki. Where's Kawaki at? And then we go back to Shikamaru, who explains what happened to Kawaki. Mitsuki poisoned Kawaki so that Kawaki wouldn't go and fight Boruto. And some of you guys may find this odd, but Mitsuki explains exactly why. This is what he says: I think I understand your power level. It must be off the charts to make cold retreat, which tells me that Kawaki is no match for you right now. So this basically confirms it. Boruto would solo Kawaki, and that's basically what Mitsuki is trying to say here. Obviously, Mitsuki is not the most reliable person when it comes to this, due to the fact that he probably hasn't seen Kawaki use his karma all too much, but there are reasons why one could believe that Mitsuki knows exactly how strong he is, due to how Mitsuki would always be around Kawaki during the time skip. But the way Kawaki has acted towards Mitsuki throughout the time skip, it appears like whenever Mitsuki is around, Kawaki is just trying to get rid of him. So probably while he was training, or lack thereof of training, because we see that he's weak in the time skip, but it could be a reason why Mitsuki might not be the best fair gauge to see how strong Kawaki is. So if you guys say I hate Kawaki, or I think Kawaki's a fraud, he has been fraudulent, he has been on fraud watch, but this could be a potential argument that one could go through. But the one thing this does confirm though is that Kawaki, base Kawaki, is nowhere near Boruto at all, and it seems like the marker is code. So if you are stronger than code or strong enough to be able to fight code and make him retreat, then you are a top tier character, and Kawaki may not be on that level in base at least. That's what we can tell for sure from this statement from Mitsuki. And he says, I can't let him get himself killed, no matter what the cost. Meaning that Mitsuki thinks that Boruto could literally just kill him. That's the thing, that's basically what Mitsuki is saying right now. And Boruto reminds him that, yo, Mitsuki, if Kawaki doesn't stand a chance, it is pointless for me and you to fight. You already know this. We shouldn't be wasting our time. But Mitsuki, obviously enraged, continues to fight Boruto as he spawns a bunch of snakes, and these snakes turn into Mitsuki clones. And those Mitsuki clones have their snakes of their own, which is a beautiful ability that we see right here. And I think this might be a Sage Mode exclusive ability, the fact that his clones also have the snakes and everything. Maybe the clones itself is not a Sage Mode exclusive ability, he could do it out of Sage Mode, but Mitsuki is putting on a decent performance. We're seeing Mitsuki use some crazy abilities. A lot of people may say that, oh, Mitsuki got packed up, oh, Boruto's way too strong, but Boruto packed up code. Are you gonna tell me that you expected Mitsuki to go crazy like that at a level that exceeds code? That would have been a little too crazy. Mitsuki is putting up a strong performance. However, Mitsuki was not able to land any hits on Boruto, and that's simply because of how fast Boruto is. So there is still the possibility that if Boruto gets hit by one of Mitsuki's attack, we might see a statement from Boruto that, yo, hold on, this chakra is very different from anything that I've seen before. And it goes back to all the Otsutsuki stuff and how we learned about Otsutsuki's not really having the best matchup against Sage Mode. Maybe in the future, we could still have a statement from Otsutsuki saying that Mitsuki's Sage Mode is actually doing a lot more harm than they expected. But because Mitsuki was not able to land a hit in this fight, we just didn't get to see that. Boruto all of a sudden seems to have become an environmentalist. Ever since Sasuke got turned into a tree, we have Boruto telling Mitsuki that, yo, watch out, you're destroying the environment. This must be some sort of joke that Ikimoto or Kishimoto put in there so that we could call back to Sasuke. Sasuke, unfortunately, he has been sealed and he has turned into a tree. So now Boruto really doesn't like when people mess with the environment like that. It makes perfect sense. But we have this fight doing a lot of destruction. One area I think that Ikimoto's lack is showing the destructive capabilities that we see characters have. We see a bunch of trees and a bunch of different things getting destroyed, but we can't really get a good scale, a good power scale of how strong Mitsuki is from these attacks that he's throwing out. One of the reasons could be that they're fighting next to the village, and obviously they're not going to try and destroy something so close to the village. This could be a possible explanation, but I believe that in general we have to see bigger explosions just like we saw in Naruto Shippuden to just see how strong these characters truly are, because some people to this day still believe that Boruto cannot one-shot Madara or one-shot all of Shippuden, which is crazy to me. But Boruto tells Mitsuki that he doesn't have time to play around and he is going to have to end this fight as quick as possible. A lot of you guys may forget, but we have the Shinshu that Boruto has to alert the village of. This is the main thing. This is the main reason why I personally believe that Boruto came. He came to tell Sarada Sasuke's message, but he also came to deliver the news that the Shinshu are about to make their move. Ida, Kawaki, and Damien, apart from Boruto, are the only people who know, and that's why Boruto is rushing so that he can alert everybody of what's going on. And later on in the chapter, we find out why this is so important. But this is a bit of an Easter egg for you guys who don't know. We know that Boruto learned his Kenjutsu from Sasuke, and we literally see Boruto amp his sword with lightning, as we see right here. A lot of people may have missed this, but before Boruto goes to slash Mitsuki, he enhances his sword's ability using lightning style and destroys multiple clones over and over again. And we have Mitsuki, who basically just watches as his clones get packed up, and he's like, hold on, let me use this lightning style ability. He uses snake lightning and Boruto uses thunderbolt, and then we have an amazing clash between Mitsuki and Boruto. And I really like the clash that we're seeing right here. This is the big explosions that we want, maybe a little bigger, showing more of the destructive capabilities, but this is still cool. I really like the way this looks. I really like the shading here. I'm gonna give Ikimoto Kishimoto his props whenever he does something crazy, and this is what I'm currently doing. I really like this panel right here. And we have Boruto, who uses the smoke to his advantage. Boruto is just too smart, man. Just imagine combining Sasuke and Naruto, and we got the perfect fusion. We got Boruto right here. Boruto uses the smoke to his advantage. We know that Boruto got that IQ and puts a knife to Mitsuki's neck. And Mitsuki is like, go ahead, get it over with. This is what he expects Boruto to do due to the omnipotence, because this is a Kawaki-like move. We know that Sarada popped in real quick in chapter 78, telling Kawaki, yo, chill out, chill out. And then Kawaki just walked up in front of her and tried to kill her, which ultimately led to Boruto getting his scar. But Boruto isn't trying to kill Mitsuki. All these doubts are starting to add up, which will lead to what we see later on in the chapter. Because we have a Boruto who tells Mitsuki that I can feel that you have lost hope. I can feel that you are shaken up and you don't believe in what you are currently seeing. You no longer believe or trust your son. And Mitsuki's like, yo, how do you know about this piece of information? How do you know about that? And he's like, Kawaki, the sun that has been illuminating you has lost its radiance at some point. Isn't that what you feel? And then we have Mitsuki who's like, damn, hold on, this dude actually understands what's going on. Shikamaru is asking Ino to use her ability on Mitsuki. However, if they did, this would actually end up exposing everything to the public. And Shikamaru can't do that right now, because if they find out the truth about Boruto, this will cause some problems in the Leaf. But Mitsuki's like, yo, stop pretending. We know that you're the one who betrayed all of us. We know who you truly are. Stop. But Boruto is rather calm and says, but you see, I do know the current whereabouts of your son, at the very least. And Mitsuki's like, yo, what? I am your son. That is simple. And we have a beautiful panel. I can't lie, Kishimoto really cooked this chapter. I don't know what you guys are saying complaining about Kishimoto. I really like the trees in the background. I like Boruto standing elegantly, saying such a simple line. I know this is a bit of bromance, but it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with some bromance. We like it here and there. I really like the background though in this panel. We have Mitsuki who wraps up a snake to Boruto, and Boruto doesn't care. Boruto doesn't move because he knows Mitsuki. Because Mitsuki is his moon. He knows Mitsuki to perfection, and he knows that Mitsuki will not try to attack. Boruto's like, yo, why aren't you attacking me? And Mitsuki is like, there's multiple ways that you could escape, but why aren't you escaping? And Boruto, let's not forget that Boruto is Naruto's son, so obviously he has inherited Talk no Jutsu, because he tells Mitsuki that I bet you realized quite a while back that he's not it. Kawaki is not your son. No matter how close you stick to him, he refuses to illuminate you. And Mitsuki is like, damn, he hit it. He knows. And in Mitsuki's mind, he's like, yo, it can't be possible. How does Boruto know me so much? Isn't he the traitor who betrayed all of us? Mitsuki just can't comprehend it. And then it prompts Mitsuki to ask Boruto this question: who are you? And then Boruto tells him, don't worry, I have no intentions of killing Kawaki. That's a misunderstanding. This is a very good point that we have here. I was waiting till Boruto finally said this. There are a lot of people who think that Boruto is going to try and kill Kawaki for everything that he has done. But it simply means that you didn't read chapter 80 if you think that that was actually going to be the case. Because Boruto vowed to make sure that this fight between Kawaki and him was only going to be a quarrel between brothers. And Boruto maintains this same intention, which is why Boruto will not kill Kawaki. As he says, though I do need to settle things with him at some point, but that's between us brothers, just the two of us. This was similar to what Naruto was saying to the Konoha 11, whatever they call them. This is what he was saying, that Sasuke, that he was going to be the one to deal with Sasuke. And Boruto has that similar mindset. He says, I'm going to be the one to deal with Kawaki. I just see too many similarities, too many parallels between Naruto and Boruto and Sasuke. They really created the perfect fusion right here. I really love what we're seeing right here with Boruto's character and Mitsuki's character. This gives Mitsuki a lot more depth, and I think some rather interesting things could happen regarding Mitsuki. But Mitsuki asks the important question: why did you kill Lord Seventh? And then Boruto drops the bombshell. Lord 7 is alive and safe And Ino doesn't understand what's happening. Shikamaru already came to that conclusion. And yeah, it confirms it. Naruto is still alive. And we have Boruto who says, my mom. He wanted to say my mom, but due to everything that's happening right now, he says his wife too. That's all I can say right now. Boruto, what are you? But something that's very important here is that Boruto says my mom, and I didn't catch this at first, but this means that what Boruto is trying to tell Mitsuki is not that he is actually Boruto and that omnipotence has reversed their memories. He's just pointing out the facts. He still acts like he is Kawaki because he says his wife instead of my mom. However, he is still Mitsuki's son, and that's what we are seeing right here. Boruto is not trying to go and tell the entire village, oh, Kawaki lied, oh, Kawaki did this. He's not trying to drive Kawaki to a corner. Instead, he is trying to make sure this fight between him and Kawaki is simply a quarrel between brothers. Boruto tells Mitsuki something that is quite important, and I don't have an analysis for it right now. I'm still looking deep into Mitsuki's character. Mitsuki, I believe you are perfectly capable of shining on your own, but if you insist on needing a son, come find me anytime. And this may be a hint at Mitsuki potentially going rogue and following his true son, which is Boruto. This could be a potential hint. This is the best way they would say it, and I really like the panel. I really like, bro, Kishimoto needs his props. I really like this angle that we see of Boruto sideways, and then we have a Mitsuki, like everybody says that everybody says that Kishimoto hasn't missed with a single panel of Boruto, but I feel like Kishimoto hasn't missed with a single panel of Mitsuki too. He's been cooking, man. We have to give him his praise. And then Shikamaru's like, yo, dip out. I need to talk to you by yourself. And we see Kawaki stand up. We see this fraud who got packed up by Mitsuki. And my fault. I'm a Kawaki fan, obviously. But we have Kawaki who wakes up all struggling. He's like, damn, Mitsuki, he really did me dirty. That's basically what he's saying. He wakes up obviously to Ida and Damien, and he's like, damn, so this really did end up happening to me. We go back to Shikamaru, who is talking to Boruto, and Boruto explains to him omnipotence. And Boruto's like, yo, we already explained this to you multiple times and you guys keep on forgetting, and this is a power of omnipotence. So don't even worry about the concept of omnipotence itself, because it won't stick in your memory. It fades over time. This is just like what Ida was saying with omnipotence. At first, people doubted Kawaki and they started to see some of the inconsistencies, but it started to fade. And this is what is going to happen to Shikamaru. This understanding that he now has of omnipotence is going to fade as time progresses. Omnipotence isn't the simple jutsu that a lot of people believe it is. It is the power of the gods. So this makes a lot of sense that it is able to act this way. And Boruto obviously congratulates Shikamaru, telling him, though you figured it out on your own, that is no mean feat. That's damn impressive. So yeah, Shikamaru obviously has the IQ, and we finally get something I wanted to talk about. How do we reverse it? And Boruto says you can't alter the memories that are already real to you. That's not, Boruto doesn't care about reversing omnipotence, as he literally adds that besides, even if we could, it wouldn't resolve the issues between me and him. Kawaki sealed my dad in order to protect him, so there is no point unless he is satisfied and undoes it himself. So Boruto has to be the one to convince Kawaki to unseal Naruto, or there is literally no point. He would just do it again. So that's the whole thing, that's the whole mission that Boruto seems to have right now. Obviously, the main mission is to deal with the Shinshu and bringing back Sasuke, since he's literally been turned into one of the divine trees. However, the side mission is to deal with this conflict with Kawaki and ultimately bring Naruto and Hinata back. This is why Boruto doesn't say that Kawaki stole my parents. He's like, Kawaki protected my parents by sealing them. This is what he's doing. Boruto's words right now and his level of understanding of Kawaki is something that demonstrates Boruto's maturity, because not once did we hear Boruto complain about omnipotence. Not once did we hear Boruto badmouth Kawaki about everything that is going on, even though he has the full right to do it. No, Boruto doesn't do that. Boruto's maturity is on a different level, and you guys can already see this. But Shikamaru obviously playing devil's advocate, telling Boruto that he will eventually basically have to kill Kawaki, and Boruto doesn't care. He's like, yo, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have any problems being seen as this traitor. I don't have any problems being a fugitive. That's fine by me. This is, bro, like some of this writing right here, I know a lot of people might say that the chapter was decent, but to me, just seeing this dialogue and seeing how it elevates Boruto's maturity and how we can see that Boruto really thinks like a shinobi would. He doesn't care about the cards that he has dealt with, and this is a quote that Sasuke ended up telling us in the anime. A shinobi deals with the cards that he has dealt with, which is one of the other reasons why Sasuke never got his hand back, and Boruto shows the same level of maturity by dealing with the cards that he has been dealt with and not complaining. That is what it means to be a shinobi. But here is the very intriguing part of the chapter. We have Jiraiya, who seems to have become some sort of scholar, as he is reading books on top of books on top of books, and he must be reading the Boruto manga right now because he seems to be too intrigued. He must be reading some sort of peak fiction. But nevertheless, and jokes aside, we have a Jiraiya who is fascinated with this thing we call knowledge, because the more he keeps on reading, the more he reads, the more ignorant he realizes he truly is. And that's why he is like, none of the books that I am reading right now are currently holding the answer that I desire. So it means that I have to pay a visit to Uzumaki Naruto. So in the next chapter, we'll be seeing Jiraiya make his arrival into the village. And just like Damon predicted, what are you going to do, Kawaki, when Jiraiya and these other Shinshu come to look for Uzumaki Naruto? What are you going to tell them? What are you going to do when they find out that you lied? And this is what Kawaki is going to have to deal with, because everything could have been fine. It could have all been a mistake. Omnipotence happened. Kawaki at the time was in a desperate situation, and he was like, yo, if only Boruto was an outsider, if only Boruto was an outsider, and then Omnipotence was cast, we could have gave Kawaki the benefit of the doubt. But Kawaki's biggest mistake was the fact that he said that Naruto was killed by Boruto, and this is where he will actually start to lose the favor from the village, as Shikamaru has now waken up. Obviously, he's not going to go and threaten Kawaki. They said that they don't want to corner Kawaki again. However, Kawaki's time has come. He will have to defend Naruto's life, but with the information that we are given, Boruto is stronger than Kawaki. And it seems like Code may also still be stronger than Kawaki, at least in base. So what do you think will happen when these Shinshu do come and fight Kawaki? We know that the Bug Shinshu was able to corner Boruto in some sort of way, and Boruto is the strongest character that we know is on the good side. So what will Kawaki do? This is what we're going to find out in the next chapter. But Kawaki's time has come, because Jiraiya is going to be looking for Kawaki. Let me know what you guys think about this chapter. To me, I would rate this chapter a cool 8.5, 8.7. It's been your boy Dynasty, and I'm out, bruh.